Hello and welcome back to Elden Ring. This is part 28 of our initial run through the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. Last time, I don't know how fast the map wants to load, but last time we started around here at the ravine north side of Grace. We moved our way up through here. We found a giant bear boss. We beat them, and we made our way through the Scorpion River catacombs. And from the bear, we got the Roar of Regulia. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it is a bear incantation. And from the Scorpion River catacombs, we got the Knight's Lightning Spear incantation, which looks very cool. We also got the Death Knight's long-haft axe, a great axe with strength and faith scaling with physical and lightning damage, along with the Impedal Lion, which increases your health stat by 2 points. This one. And you may have been able to see it, and we will look at it in a minute after we take off this. But I actually respect. So my stats are now 60 into health, 50 into endurance and strength, 45 into faith, 42 into dexterity. So I got rid of my intelligence and arcane and the 1 point into mind. And hopefully that'll streamline things a little bit. And I also moved over from the Blasphemous Blade over to the Death Knight's long-haft axe. Which, whether that's going to be good or not, we'll see. Probably not, because Blasphemous Blade gives you health regen, and this does not, but I think it's worth using, and this will give us a full DLC armor set along with 2 DLC weapons, so we can check those out. We also got the Cerulean Amber Medallion plus 3 while making our way through the catacombs. And here we are starting from the Ancient Ruins base, and we can either go up or we can go down over here. I don't know if they lead to the same place or if they lead to different places, but this place, like, if either one is going to lead to the side, it's going to be this one. Also, my screen is going black, and I don't know why. Alright, it's back now. But that is a very strange that's a very strange thing that sometimes happens. Is sometimes my screen goes black, and I'm not entirely sure why. And the best thing I can think for, like, the best idea I have for it, is that I have, like, a damaged HDMI cable. But what I've noticed is my screen only goes black when I'm playing games. And even then, it doesn't just go black during any game. It only goes black during FromSoft games. And I don't know why. But hopefully that won't be too much of an issue. I mean, it happened twice already, but it hasn't happened so far in playing the DLC until now, so even though it happened twice already, hopefully that's just a 2-off. Though, I don't think you can see that. Like, I don't think that's on the recording end. I think that's just on the monitor end. Which is what makes me think that it's possibly a damaged HDMI cable. But again, it only happens when I'm playing FromSoft games. And this kind of looks like a cave, but it kind of doesn't. So I don't know what that's about. Oh, you're another big one. We saw one like this in a cave. Okay. But anyways, one more thing before we continue on with this part. I didn't record it, but I was playing through on another character, and I don't think it's here, or I don't think there's any portions of it here, but going through Volcano Manor, there's a lot of lava, and when you go through the lava, you can't jog. You're forced to slow walk like this, and when you roll, you don't normal roll like this. You get this roll, even if you're not at a heavy load. But what I noticed going through, and I don't know if they did this for 12.0 or 12.3, like 1.12 or 1.12.3, but in one of them, they made it to where you can walk normally and roll normally through the lava. Sacred Bloody Flesh. Alright, I took that off. So we can move that back on. Right, boost physical attack power and arcane once. Attack power boosts further when blood loss occurs. Okay. Thought this was going to be a cave, but apparently not. Still. But that change was very, very nice to see. I thought that was a vulgar militiaman for a minute. But continuing on, I see some water over there, and there might be some enemies in there. It kind of looked like they were the normal enemies. Bloodfiends, I think they were called. I keep calling them like orcs or trolls. 4 smithing stone 7, nice. Shush. Stop yelling. Don't do it. Don't do it. Bloodfiend's Sacred Spear. And that is all the way down here. It requires 13 arcane. It scales C off of arcane, E off of strength and dex. Pure physical damage. It's a great spear. I was about to say 8 weight. I don't know how good that is compared to the others. Seems pretty alright. Great Spear of the Bloodfiend Hexers. One of the most significant implements used in their blood rituals. Sacred spears of blood that are instruments of communion with an outer god. The Mother of Truth desires a wound. And then it has the unique skill of Bloodfiend's Blood Boon. Raise the sacred spear and pierce the body of the Mother of Truth, creating an explosion of blood flame in the area surrounding the target. Additional inputs allow for up to 3 follow-up attacks. So, this is what it looks like. Normal attack combo, heavy attack, backstep, roll. So the roll is a slash. That's good. jumping light, jumping heavy, running light, running heavy. It was doing no damage because we don't have the arcane for it, but two-handed, light combo, heavy combo, backstep, roll, jump light, jump heavy, running light, and running heavy. Good. And I'm pretty sure that there is a normal spear version of that. Ow. That was very rude of you. Yeah, general rule, never fight anything on torrent, because your swings are a lot slower, and you have the poise of about -47. And I can see that, by the way. I just don't know if there's anything else around here. Oh, Misbegotten. Would you look at them? And hello. And that's very nice. Yeah, I really like the heavy attacks with this weapon. How they spin around. Oh, I can see a thing over there. Probably an Ash of War. You can back up all you want, it's not going to save you. So let's see what this Ash of War is. It's a Somberstone 7. That's a new one. Yeah, this leads back to where we were before. But as you can see there, because you don't swing the weapon straight forward, because you swing the weapon at an angle, and it doesn't hit right next to you, there's a bit of a gap there, it can be a bit easy to miss swings. On horseback. And as I've said before, you have no poise. I believe that's the way we came from, like through here, and that's the way we went before, so seems like all of this connects. So we can now go look at the fire looking place. I was about to say, I hear a sprinkly. There it is. Ash of War Scattershot Throw. I'm assuming that's going to be for the throwing weapons. Yeah, throwing blades. I'm assuming it's going to be for those, and it's probably just going to be like a shotgun. We can get rid of all of you before looking at it. Usable on throwing blades, yep. It costs 11 FP. And then Scattershot Throw employs smithing arts to conjure multiple copies of the armament in both hands and throw them all at once. Follow up with an additional input to throw again. I can hear another one. Oh. Summerstone 9, almost lost it. Alright, so it says you can do an additional input to throw again. So I don't know if that means that you can only do 2. Or if you can, like, keep pressing it forevermore. But we can head down into here. Taylew's Ruined Forge. Okay. So... Alright, we can't teleport out, but there was another forge before. Yeah, here. Ruined Forge Lava Intake. And what I noticed about that one was that there was no boss. And I have a second character where I'm playing online, and I'm helping people, and I was able to confirm 100% that there is no boss there. Because you can only place Tarnished Furled Finger in places where you can be summoned, and I couldn't place it there, which means that there's no boss, because you can only get summoned in places that have bosses. Anyways, hit them where they're weakest. And already knew that one. Don't know why it feels... Could do Altus. I feel like we're a bit late for that, but okay. Anyways. Oh, you are, you have a lot less defense than I thought you would. It looks like we can drop down here and get back up. What that does for us, I don't know. Right now, nothing, definitely. Unless I'm blind. But we can go down here. That kind of looked like an enemy laying down. This like pile of rocks. One smithing stone, one. Oh. I feel like we're a bit beyond that by this point. Might just be me though. But jump over here. And so we can go that way, we can go down, and we can maybe jump onto that. That is not something I am confident in whatsoever. Oh. I did not think we were gonna get that. But cool. Just a reminder that we are one-handing this thing. Like, yeah, it was a charged R2, but once again, we're one-handing it. So I might have the same opinion that I had before. Gas stone. And then a smithing stone 4, a smithing stone 1, and a Smithscript Axe. Alright, so this has D in strength and dex, and then E in int and faith. It does pure physical damage. We need 2 more points into intelligence to be able to properly wield it. But axe engraved with a smith script. A throwing weapon created through the smithing arts. Execute a strong attack or jumping strong attack to throw the axe. Okay, so it's in the axe category, not the throwing blade category. But it still does the throw like the throwy weapons, okay. But one-handed light attack combo is that, but heavy attacks actually throw. Okay. Jumping light, jumping heavy. Okay, so running heavy doesn't have you throw the weapon? That's unfortunate. I mean, not that much, because just being able to throw the weapon is very nice. I said it before with one of the great swords. I don't have it, but one of the DLC great swords, the one that you can get from the imps in the catacombs, I said I got it on another character, and that the heavy attack has you do the poke, and it shoots out a projectile, so even if you don't have enough range with the physical weapon, it still sends out a projectile to hit enemies that are just a wee bit out of range, and I really like that. Though, it's probably going to do a bit less damage. Smithing Stone 1 and Smithing Stone 4. But yeah, so I do really like that, because it gives you more range. Alright, that looks like a lava down there. We can go there, and all the way up here. Looks like we can go that way and that way, and I can see that enemy there. And it looks like there's something up there. And I see a gold item there, that's interesting. But I'm going to assume that whatever we're looking for is at the top, or whatever the main reason to come here is at the top. Smithing Stone 5, so we can head there last. So that way we have proper build-up of the area. Smithing Stone 1 and Gas Stone. Smithscript Greathammer. Oh. D scaling in strength, E in dex, intelligence, and faith. Once again, we need 11 intelligence to properly wield it. But Greathammer engraved with Smithscript, a throwing weapon created through the smithing arts. Execute a strong attack or dashing strong attack to spin and fling the Greathammer. Alright, so one-handed light combo. And then heavy and charged heavy. Alright, that's kind of fun. But roll, backstep, jumping light, jumping heavy, running light, running heavy. Ah. So with the axe, the jumping heavy had you throw, the running heavy didn't, where with this one it's the opposite. Alright, but then two-handed light attack combo, heavy attack, and charged heavy attack, backstep, roll, jumping light, jumping heavy. Okay. Again, I am a fan of that concept of being able to throw a weapon. Now, if we go there, oh, we can probably go over to that orange item and then jump down. Where is it? Here we can jump back onto this. I feel more comfortable going over here. There's an enemy over there. Oh. Alright, so, looking at this... Oh, it was right. Okay. I was going to say, like, the, big guy, I saw him and went, that's an enemy, and then I locked on, and I locked on to the little orange guy that he's petting. Which, that's kind of cute. But, when I locked on to the, like, blob enemy, I went, wait, is the big guy not an enemy? Am I just delusional? Am I blind? What's going on here? But no, they're both enemies. Good to know, good to know. Alright. Smithing stone 4 and 6. And a somber stone 8. Okay. And we can go over there. There's a drop down there. There's a doorway there. So I'm thinking maybe we can drop down there and then make our way back up here. But I'm not too confident in that idea, so not gonna do it. Oh, there's a second big guy. Is he throwing enemies? That's evil. Ow. We can knock you down. We can get the backstab. Ooh. So, he has throwable boulders for hands. Good to know. Alright, yeah, so that was me being stingy with the healing. Like, once I got the backstab, I should have healed. So that is entirely on me. And I still don't know why I'm stingy with healing. There's absolutely no reason to do it. Yeah, we can survive this drop. No, it was down. Yes. Wow, we can very quickly get back to where we were, actually. I knew it wasn't going to be that long, but I didn't think it was going to be that fast. But I'll take it. Yeah, we just have to respect the enemy a bit more. That's about it. And we have to recognize that ow. Okay. So yeah, we have to respect the enemy. I say as I actively do not respect the enemy. And we have to not be super stingy about the healing. Which, while I failed on the first one, and am continuing to actively fail on the first one, I am not failing on the being stingy about healing anymore. That mistake only took one death to rectify. But a smithing stone 4, smithing stone 6, smithing stone 6, Smithscript Shield. Alright, so two things. One, you may think that I'm a bit forehead for walking into traps like that. Which, yes, but also Icon, Shield Takers, Cameo, Blustew, Talisman, and before this part, Blasphemous Blade, so I had the HP regen to just be forehead like that. But two, it's a small shield. Round shield engraved with a Smithscript. A throwing weapon created through the smithing arts can be thrown by performing the armament skill. Unique skill, Discus Hurl. Throws the round shield like a discus. Once thrown, the shield will be instantly restored to the wielder's hand through the smithing arts. Alright, so what I gather from that is this is basically a normal small shield, but it has a unique skill where you throw it like Captain America's shield, and then it instantly comes back to your hand. Neat. I'm not going to use it, but neat. Also, we can jump down here. And there's a ladder there. 3 smithing stone 8. That's very nice. Gentlemen, I hope you don't mind me taking that smithing stone 4. And this is the somewhat earlier drop down we could have taken. So it doesn't lead up back to that room like I initially thought. Instead, it leads off to the side here with a ladder. And I'm sorry if I'm missing any smithing stones, but one, they don't matter too much to me since we're already at the end of the game. And two, and far more importantly, I am blind, basically. Ooh. We can probably jump that. But not... Hello? Not legally. Not actually. I didn't know you had a fourth one. But yeah, I just have very poor eyesight. Not very poor, but my eyesight is not that good. And I'm supposed to wear glasses, and I don't. For multiple reasons. And if something isn't moving, I usually can't see it. Which is why when things are sitting still and I just seem to ignore them, that's why. Smithing Stone 5. And Summerstone 3. But yeah, that's why. I'm not actually ignoring them, I just... My vision is based on movement, we can say. Smithing Stone 4. Smithing Stone 6. A lever. Alright, we're gonna come back to the lever. Because there's this area over here. I'm gonna heal. Because I see this guy here, and there's a second guy there. 5 Smithing Stone 4. I don't know if we can get to your back here. Alright, so... 1. That was rude. I got caught on the chain. I got caught on the chain. There's a bunch of them down there. A bunch of the gloop guys. Alright. So, I know that I would perform better. Hello. But I know that I'd perform better if I wasn't running with a great axe. Because I very, 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 very rarely use great axes. And so I'm not familiar with their timings. And going through the Ruined Forge lava intake with the Blasphemous Blade, I kinda wrecked house with these guys. Ow. Sir, that's not very nice of you. But yeah, because if you knew how to line things up, then you could borderline stun lock them by doing a charge R2, knocking them on their back, getting the critical hit, doing a charge R2, getting the critical hit, knocking them on their back. Kind of like I did there, but you could do it even more. Smithing Stone 7, which I could have done it more, but they died. So, like I said, the enemies, I know that I died to them twice, but the enemies are kind of weirdly easy. At least when you have a hard-hitting weapon, like a greatsword or a great axe, and you respect them. Smithing Stone 6. And the reason why I died to them twice here, despite claiming that they're easy, is because of that respect thing. Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone, nice. But yeah, it's just a thing of it's capable, like, they have the capacity to be extremely easy, and so because of that, I don't respect them, and then that leads to me getting destroyed by them because they also have the capacity to be actual threats. And so, in that sense, it kind of feels like they're balanced, but they're also pretty easy. Or, I guess easy wouldn't be the word, but exploitable. Because, again, you could do a charged R2 to stance break them, as long as you hit them in the back. And then you can walk behind them, get a critical hit, walk to the side, charge R2, as long as you hit them in the back, you can get a critical hit, and you can just keep doing that, and they're just powerless to do anything about it. Alright, so that flips that. And now we can get up there. Does it do anything with these? I wonder. I'm assuming this is how you'd get back over. Kinda looks like it. Ugh. Yes. Good, good, good. Alright, so that's like where we started. There's a ladder there. Yeah, that's where we started. There's a thing there. So, I'm assuming that we jump over here, smithing stone 6, and then grab this item. And then be done with it. Alright, so grabbing this, we can now teleport out. And there's also this teleporter, but Taylew, the Golem Smith, and Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. Right. So this takes 138 FP. Summon the Spirit of Taylew, the Golem Smith. The bottom paragraph. Oh no, actually the middle paragraph. The spirit of the stalwart stone golem who launches his own fists as projectiles, which we saw that as an attack. Taylew was said to be the runt of the litter and the first to stop moving, but it was he who became the guardian deity of Smithery. And then this moves that back. So I don't know what that does besides letting you go through the area normally again. Still don't know why there's that, like, a lava section and the bridge there. Don't really see a point to that. But okay, that seems like everything here. Could be wrong about that. But again, I actually went to the previous section, the Ruin Forge lava intake, on a second character online, and saw that no, you can't be summoned there, which means there's definitely no boss. And here, upon picking this up, we were able to teleport out. Like, teleport while we're inside of it. Which means that there's probably not a boss here. So, for this one, I would say that this one felt better, question mark. Like, comparing Taylew's Ruin Forge to the Ruin Forge lava intake, I actually didn't go through it. I just entered and tried to place this and couldn't, and then left, because I didn't feel like doing it at the time, because I was doing other stuff. Mostly just helping randoms through the areas and with the bosses so I could better learn them. So I don't remember the other area that well, but this area did feel better. Like, the Taylew the Golem Smith, I believe we got 2 Ancient Dragon Smithing Stones in here. We also got an axe and a Greathammer that both have the Smithscript attack along with a unique shield. And I would say I think that's better than what we got in the other area. Because in the other area we got the Smithscript dagger, which has all of its attacks as throwing attacks instead of just the R2s. Alright, but I don't remember what else we got going through there. Because I think we got something else, but I don't remember what. Uh, Anvil Hammer, I believe. I believe it was Anvil Hammer that we got at the end. So, the choice between Smithscript Dagger and Anvil Hammer, or Smithscript Axe and Smithscript Greathammer, and Taylew the Golem Smith, I would definitely choose this one. And I don't really remember the other area and like how it flowed. I remember that uh-oh. I didn't realize that we could roll over that. Anyways, I don't remember how the area flowed that much, or like how you moved through it. But I do remember that it was like a nice, smooth, circular motion going throughout the entire area. Whereas this doesn't really have that smooth, circular motion through the area. It feels much more like bouncing back and forth between the two sides, and so it doesn't feel as smooth in terms of traversing the level. But it felt like there was more to see. There were more of those golem enemies, and so it was nice to have more of them. And the areas where you take the fights felt a bit more dynamic than what I'm thinking of in the Ruin Forge. So overall, I'd give this area like a high B, which for me, B is like decent. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the bouncing back and forth. I prefer the circular motion of the Ruin Forge, or lava intake, rather. I prefer how that area, like how the entire level flowed, but I prefer the combat encounters and the rewards and the higher amount of the golem enemies that are here. So, the lava intake has something good to it. Taylew's Ruin Forge has something good to it. I'd say overall, I prefer this one ever so slightly more. Mainly because of the rewards. Because I don't know if I said it when going through the lava intake, but from what I remember, I would consider that to be like mid B tier, whereas I consider this to be high B tier. Again, just going through both areas once. So, on that first impression, I would say that they're both pretty similar. I would give this one the slight edge because of the rewards. There's a thing up there. But anyways, this part, 49 minutes, could go a bit longer, but I feel pretty decent about this. Like, I feel like we made pretty decent progress. We explored this area. We got, I don't know where it would be here. We got Bloodfiend's Sacred Spear as a chance drop from one of the enemies over here. We found a Taylew's Ruin Forge, cleaning up the last of this area. And in here we got the Smithscript Axe, an axe, and the Smithscript Greathammer, a great hammer, along with Taylew the Golem Smith, a Spirit Ash that launches his own fists as projectiles, which sounds pretty cool. So, it might not look like much on the map, but we did find another minor dungeon, another cave, or I guess it'd be closest. I mean, if you compare it to the caves in the main game, or the base game, it has 4 different types of caves. You have caves which are just enemies and consumable items. You have catacombs which have skeletons and a theme of death, and like ghost and grave glowworts. Then you have tunnels which have like rock and stone enemies, and smithing stones, like upgrade materials. And then you had hero graves, which were more expansive and more difficult. And the Ruin Forge, they feel like a mixture of tunnels and hero graves. So we found one of those, and like I said, we cleared up the last of this area. So even though it doesn't look like much on the map, I feel like that's pretty decent progress. Or at least enough to make me satisfied. And all that's left here for the DLC is the Divine Gate front staircase, which led directly into a boss. And like I said, I believe that's just about the end of the DLC. I imagine there's going to be like 2 bosses back to back, and then that's it. And then there's also this whole massive area with its own map fragment that I have still yet to find. And there's also this purple section on the map, and also this whole section on the map. And so I don't know how to get to this section. I don't know how to get to this. I don't know how to get to this. So I'm going to end this part, and I'm going to try to look for a way to find any of those 3. So I will see you then. Yeah.